Everything I'm about to say, a machine could say better. So, why are you listening to me? What makes you human? Is it your intelligence or your ability to reason and to create? Because for a long time, that's what we believed separated us from everything else. What happens when a machine can do all of that? And they are not speaking hypothetically here. I'm not also talking about the future, I'm talking about now. Because today, right now, AI can write essays. It can create art. It can hold conversations that feel real. And if we are being honest, some of it is better than what we can produce. It's faster, cleaner, and more efficient. So the question is no longer what can AI do? The real question today is, what does that leave for us and where does that leave us? Because this is not just about technology. It's also about identity, human identity. For generations, we've tied who we are to what we can do. The thinker, the writer, the creative, the expert, the professional. But what if a machine can replicate those abilities? What happens to the values we place on them? What happens to you? What happens to me? When the things we build our identities on is no longer uniquely ours. We've seen this happen before. Remember the Industrial Revolution? We outsourced physical labor to machines. Factories replaced muscle. Today, we are outsourcing something that is different. We are outsourcing something that is inherently human, and that is the human thinking. It does not really happen dramatically. It does not happen in a way that is obvious to us. It happens quietly and conveniently. When we ask AI to create an image instead of editing those images, we are giving something away to machine, something that is originally ours, something that could take effort. We choose to ask AI to write what we don't want to struggle through, to think through problems we don't have the patience for, and it feels harmless, helpful even. We feel comfortable about it, but there is a subtle shift happening beneath all of that. Because the less we struggle to think, the less we know how to think. Let me put it in another way. The more we avoid doing the thinking and outsourcing it to AI, the more we forget how to think. And if that happens, what becomes of human intelligence when it's no longer something we practice, but something we access at will? We now have the option to set our intelligence aside and use artificial ones. Maybe the deeper question is, if intelligence, creativity, and even expression can be generated when we need it, what does it actually mean to be human? Is it originality? What is originality in a world where everything is trained and optimized to perform a specific task? Is it emotion? But what happens when machine can simulate emotions well enough that we can't even tell the difference between what humans produce? And is it consciousness, or is it even something harder to define, something we don't fully understand yet, but we are slowly handing it away? Maybe the real shift isn't happening out there. Maybe it's happening in here, in how we think, how we create, how we relate and communicate to each other, because those things used to take effort, and effort used to mean something. When you struggle to do something and still put in the effort, you are being intentional about your outcome. You are taking time to understand something deeply. That means something. But what happens when all of that becomes optional? When you no longer have to think deeply, you no longer need a lot of effort to struggle. Will you still choose to? Or will we become observers of intelligence instead of participants in it? Maybe the real danger is not that AI becomes human. No, I don't see that happening. But the real danger could be we humans become less human. This is the catalyst, and this is a conversation we can't avoid.